Honorable Steenhuizen.
I think we can see why the ANC did not
On what
elect
point
him as
of
the
order are
chief.
you raising?
It's a point of information. That's why
Continue,
the ANC did
Honorable
not give him chief.
Steenhuizen.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam House Chair, I think you can see very clearly today why Parliament is in the crisis it is. Even after their cabinet lekotla, where they admitted that what they had done was wrong, here we have today the slavish defence. And I'm very glad that the Honourable Mashlangu raised the issue of Chapter 9s, because it's something I wanted to get to. These institutions are supposed to work and complement Parliament's role in holding the executive to account and help us being an integral check and balance on the executive. Now, this Parliament has commissioned not one, but 2 reports over the last 2 decades, which sets out the problems about why they're not doing their job properly and why we as Parliament are not integrating. The Corder report and what's colloquially known as the Carter Asmal report into Chapter 9 institutions. Well, let me tell you, we spend lots of money on it, we spend lots of time, including members of this House. The Corder Commission, commissioned in 1999. It's been 17 years since then. What has been done about the Corder report? Nothing. It's been 9 years since the Asmal report was finished and tabled in this Parliament. What has been done about it in this Parliament? Nothing. If that's what you call the ANC taking Chapter 9 seriously, I'd be very, very concerned if I were you. Mr. Mdakani, you said that ministers come to the House. Well, and we get an opportunity to put questions to them. They don't come to the House, first of all, and secondly, they don't answer questions, and it's impossible to get the presiding officers to get them to answer the question. We can make a difference, and I think that's the big point about this debate today. We can and live up to the responsibility placed in us by the people of South Africa and to represent their hopes and aspirations. Slavishly defending, though, in this House, after taking your oath of office, what you know to be wrong is the greatest betrayal of the oath. Hiding behind the skirts of what's called collective accountability is a convenient cop-out. John F. Kennedy famously said that when history judges our time as elected office bearers, one of the questions that we asked is, were we truly men of courage, with the courage to stand up to our enemies, and here, importantly, the courage to stand up when necessary to one's own associates? But perhaps the biggest act of cowardice is expressing yourself on Twitter and in the columns of the Sunday newspapers, but then not having the courage of your convictions to follow that through where it really matters, in this House, in this Parliament, for the people of South Africa. We have 2.5 years left of this term. Let's make it count. The best and brightest legacy that we can leave to the people of South Africa as our mark and contribution on this democratic landscape would be to reassert this House's role as the primary arena of unfettered executive accountability, to take back power that has been ceded to the executive and reassert ourselves as watchdogs, not lapdogs. Thank you.